5% of this audience thought that fight was over.
Except for the refs.
What was the conversation like in the corner, and how did you figure out you still have the second round to fight and going forward?
I mean, refocus, get ready to fight again. You know, my coach was like, hey, you didn't get it, let's go back, get back to the game plan, get the finish.
Obviously, we know that this result does put you out of the picture for the playoffs. As of right now, obviously, if someone does drop out or has to pull out.
Damn, you already know that fast?
They already had it on the graphic on the screen.
Oh, okay.
But what's the next couple months going to look like for you? I'm sure you're going to stay ready just in case that chance comes.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, get right back into camp. I'll probably take 5 days off and then get right back to training. I mean, that was 14 months between my last fight, so that was different. You know, for me, I haven't had that much of a break since I started fighting. So just get back into camp and keep knocking the rust off.
Hope to see you back this year.
Tyrell, right here. This is 8-0 in Connecticut now, man. Sorry. Good. 8-0 over here in Connecticut, man. And during media day, you said you were excited to get back to what you call like kind of like a second home. To do that, get the job done tonight. You know, how special is it to you? 8-0 in Connecticut.
You almost said finish, right? You all heard finish. But no, it feels good. You know, anytime you get back in the cage and get a win, especially after 14 months, like I said, I'm not used to having this much time off in the cage. I was at a point where I was fighting 4 times a year, so to have 14 months off, I'm just excited to get back here and get back in the cage and get a win.
And we just hinted at it, the finish there. Obviously, a lot of people thought you got it done in the first round, yourself included. I saw the celebrations, man. What was that moment like, and the just kind of having to go back in and fight that second round?
Oh, well, you gotta let it go. You know what I mean? I gotta get ready to get back in there, and the guy's he's gonna try to get that finish too. So it's just like let it go. I didn't get it. The ref said it wasn't that. So just get back into the fight. You can't let your mind go too far.
Did you believe you got him out of there right at the bell?
I think he thought I got his ass out. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody in here thought he was done. So it was just it was kind of like nerve-wracking real quick to see that, okay, the rest I don't have it. Everybody, you know, doctors was coming in checking them, so it was just a little weird. Never had that happen before, but like I said, you gotta let it go and get back to work.
Thank you.
Tyrell, would you say that you drained your gas tank a bit going for that finish at the end of round 1?
No, not really. It's more like a nerves thing. Like my muscles was pretty tight, my calf was a little tight, but it was more like the excitement of, you know, getting that finish. I know at that time, you know, immediately because of the tournament, you start thinking about the points. And I'm like, oh shit, I need to get the 6 points to continue on in the playoffs. And this was my first opportunity to fight in the playoffs or the tournament. So I was just trying to get as many points as I could.
So he landed a body kick in there early in round 1, and it looked like it hurt you a bit. Were you actually?
Oh yeah, he caught me on the little front of the rib, and it was a little bit, but I recovered pretty fast, kept moving it, and got back to the fight.
So you were booked against Golm last year. Now that the fight's actually happened, did this go the way you expected it to?
If I got the first round finish.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hey, bro, a couple over here. So anyone that knows your story knows that you've been through hardships, faced through it. And I wonder if this fight, going through the hardships, thinking about the finish in round 1, and having battled through, does this add anything for you? Kind of saying, all right, let's get back to it. Let's keep on laying the bricks. I mean, what did you gain respecting that fight?
I guess I would say like the mental work of feeling what it's like outside the cage for 14 months, and then the nerves of getting back in there. I mean, I don't think I backstepped that much in the fight ever. So just feeling that uncomfortableness with a man coming at you and not feeling that confidence and nerves from not being in the cage that much, that was probably the biggest adjustment. I had to like kind of get that out of my head and remain listening to my coach. And then that's probably about it.
And I noticed, you know, in the pre-fight build-up, you said obviously something that not a lot of people talk about is the fact that this is a job, and you do this to put money on the table. Does this fight kind of shift your perspective on that at all? Or is it still the same kind of, you know, feeling?
What do you mean?
Like, is your perspective shifted in that regard at all after this one?
No, not at all. I mean, tournament or not, I make good money, so I'm gonna make a meal regardless. So it don't matter to me.
Appreciate it, Joe.
Thank you.
Tyrell, so how does he hit compared to the other guys you've been in?
What was that?
How hard does he hit compared to the other guys?
Nah, it wasn't. I mean, I didn't go down, so he didn't hurt me that much. It was more just a touch-up, and like I said, the uncomfortable feeling again of being in the cage, having another man with no protection to coming at you. So it was just kind of like trying to shake it off a little bit, but keep my head in there, keep my head in the game.
Now, can you talk about how important your teammates have been with you this camp?
Man, Leon Mackey and Waldo Costa Cortez, I wouldn't be here without these guys. I mean, Leon been working with me every single day. that ground and pound, all that ground game and control, that's from Leon. That's from him working with me every single day, putting that time in. And so I'm excited for this guy. You guys will soon be seeing Leon Mackey in here knocking people out real fast. Yes, sir.
What's up, Tyrell? Right here. We just congrats on the win, man. You just took out an ATT heavyweight. We just had another ATT heavyweight in here just a second ago, Henan Ferreira. Is that a fight that you might want to entertain going forward?
I beat every heavyweight at AT&T, so he can be next on the list. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like they want to fight me too much more, but I'll take everyone out if I need to.
I know you've done so well here in Connecticut, but and you just made your PFL debut, but there's going to be an event in San Diego in September, a little bit close to home. Would you want to have that quick turnaround, maybe find that September Bellator?
Every opportunity I can. I'm trying to get back in the cage.
Okay. You spoke to me about your cardio going into this. When I asked you what area did you most focus on this 14-month layoff, you said your cardio. You showcased that tonight. Did you feel good in there, even in that third and final round with cardio?
Yeah, I felt fine. Like I said, it was more of a muscular thing for me this time. You know, just my shoulders, my calf was a little dinged up, but that's about it. Other than that, I felt fine. I was recovering pretty fast, and I kept the fight going.
You were pretty dominant throughout the fight. It seemed like you were definitely up after those first 2 rounds. What were some of the things your head coach, Trevor Lally, told you headed into that third and final round?
Keep doing the same thing and look for the finish.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
Tyrell, you had your wrestling on point like always. Obviously, you're an extremely decorated wrestler. You've represented America on the world stage before. We got the Olympics coming up. What do you think of the team?
No, well, the heavyweight didn't qualify the weight class, so he won't be participating in the Olympics. But I'm excited to see what they can do. I mean, it's in Paris this year. I'm disappointed I never got to make that team, but no, I'm rooting for him definitely to bring back the gold. I think USA and Iran and Russia are the top 3 teams going into the tournament, so I'm excited to see what we can do.
How about Gail Stevenson with the Bills? Do you think he makes the team?
I don't know. You know, I had that same kind of opportunity when I was looking at starting MMA to either do that, WWE, or start training with the Miami Dolphins. And it's a lot of guys you're competing against coming out of college that have been on cleats, been playing those games. So you're going to be a big step behind. I'm not sure what position. You know what position he's going at?
D-line.
D-line. See, well, that one I don't think is going to be working out for him. If he was a center, offensive lineman, that'd be a different story. With his footwork and his hands, I think that'll benefit him more. But probably he's down on his size to be an offensive lineman. But that's why I say a center. Defense, I don't think he's going to be ready for that. It's going to be, those guys are really fast. Leon was a defensive back. You know what I mean? So he's competing against men like that, and that never took a day off, always on the field. Wrestling doesn't really translate that much on the field except for your handwork and your quick footwork in an offensive stance. And that's why I say offensive line would be best for you.
Real quick, one more. You just spoke about your 8-0 Mohegan Sun, but you just improved to 14-2 overall. Everybody always asks, including myself, like, what's next? What are you going to do next? Bellator, Henan, whatever. But how proud are you in this moment of yourself to reach 14-0, 14-2, a very impressive record? How proud are you of what you've accomplished so far in your career? I'm
extremely happy. I mean, I just want to, like I said, keep going, get back in the cage as soon as possible, make that 15-2, and keep improving.
I appreciate it.